Herbivore. Herbivore.
What up? How we doing, everyone? Thanks for joining. Just get comfy. Hydroverse is in the house. Fiona, hey Paul, I was wondering, what do you think about powder meals like Huel? Not a lot. I'm into whole foods meals in their intact form, whole plump foods. Powders, not so much. If there was nothing else I could do, yeah, I mean, that would have to do, but that never happens. I don't have much time to prepare proper whole food meals, and Huel helped me a lot reach my daily calorie requirements. I mean, could you make time for it? Like, it's very important. Our new cookbook would be very good for you. Speedy Vegan, Whole Foods in a Hurry. 3 to 5 days of whole foods plant-based meals. Prep time 15 minutes. Do you know what I mean? I know some of us are very busy, but we all have the same 24 hours in the day, and yeah, it's priorities, isn't it? And yeah, it's very important. I'm not a fan of meal replacements. Like, they're never the same thing. You grind stuff up so small, you kind of leave less for the gut microbiome to eat, because more of it gets absorbed into the bloodstream through the wall of the small intestine, and then you know, your good gut bug stuff, that is your health potential. That is your health potential right there. Let's just have a look at Huel's ingredients. When it first came out, I didn't like the look of it at all. In fact, I refused to work with them. They sent me a load of stuff and said, did I want to collaborate? But I was like, nah. MCT powder, that gives you heart disease. So there's MCT powder in there for a start. Can we see all the ingredients? 3% fiber, so very low in fiber. Yeah, that would be my main concern, is the medium chain triglycerides, really. Not as bad as a very long chain, but still contribute to heart disease, which is the #1 killer of humans. Oats, pea protein, ground flax, brown rice, bigger sunflower oil powder. Why do you want sunflower oil in there for? MCTs. Yeah. I wouldn't be using that one. If I was going to use a meal replacement, I'd use Revo Life's Whole, because that is really all whole food ingredients. Hey, Big Spoon Bear, how you doing? Good old Callum, nice to see you. Emmanuel is here, Big Spoon Bear. General Jollicoeur. How you doing, Andre? Gemma,
yeah.
Andre said that he made a video on his art channel, the making of that birthday cartoon.
Oh,
That'd be interesting to see that getting drawn, wouldn't it?
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
So that's a doodle machine.
Oh, lovely.
Big Spoon, been sticking with the better thumbnails on Daddy Bear Reads at Bedtime, seem to get a few more views. Yeah, well, you'll certainly win a few more clicks with the better title. Better thumbnail. Titles are also important.
Oh, sorry.
I'll tell you what's good. If you can sort of tease a bit of a story and have the thumbnail somehow part of the teasing, but the title should be quite teasing as well to win the click if you can. That's funny, Big Spoon. Windwaker, good to see you. Zel Naga, good to see you, my friend. Share, like, donate, subscribe. I like you. Zel's going on about head veins. Oh, good old General Ankarad is there with a mam and fudge and some lovely emojis. Torre, do subscribe to young Ankarad. Torre Santana, good to see you. Ghost face killer. I'm at 250 pounds and keep getting fatter. Before COVID, I lost 100 pounds and got down to 140 pounds. Now I'm back at 250 and can't stop with the junk food. Also, I live in a van. Any advice? Stop eating junk food. Do you, can you not like cook? Is that kind of what you're saying? If I couldn't cook, I would be in maybe microwave rice, cans of beans, with a bit of hot sauce, bags of salad. So you don't have to go like very junky. You already know what you're doing. You already know what to do. How can I eat whole plant-based plant food without a stove? Fruits, dried fruits, tropical fruits, just general fruits. Fast food is convenient while being kind of broke on the road. Makes you feel bad mentally and physically. Yeah, it will. It won't give you everything you need. Yeah, I would just get like pre-cooked stuff like microwave rice, microwave quinoa, lentils, cans of beans. You know, then they're not usually expensive. And yeah, just kind of salad veg, bit of hot sauce to make it tasty. Whole grain breads. It's not so easy, but it is very doable. It just depends how much you want it. Nellie's in the house, good to see you. Sergeant Mayan runs on plants. Jason Kerry, I'm here, mister. Antonio, hi Paul, what's your opinion on people saying you should only eat fruit by itself and not mix it with other foods because fruit juice digests faster in the stomach? Just nonsense. Absolute nonsense. They do... yeah, they do kind of break down quicker. But if you're eating whole plant foods, they only take 12 to 16 hours from entrance to exit anyway. It's irrelevant. If you're eating big, like, meat-based meals, then, yeah, I would kind of get it. Good old Aslan. Good to see you. Kieran is 25 years old. Too late of an age to pick up bodybuilding. You can start at 90 years old and make progress. Obviously, you'll make more, like, the earlier you start. But, you make really, to be honest, the first 2 years of your training, you make the most amazing gains. Within about 5 years of training, you probably, for most people training naturally, that's pretty much all you're going to do. So, do you mean you'll be 30 and like you get as far, you know, probably as far as you were going to get anyway. Tyler, hey Paul, how many scoops of protein powder is safe in a day, given up eating whole food diet? Given eating other, right. Safe, like healthy, unhealthy. You know, how do you really quantify these things? I think obviously the less the better. That's basically it. Like, you know, you're displacing healthier food, so you're not getting so much protection by taking out the whole foods and putting in the powders. So just the less the better. In terms of safe, I don't really know how you would quantify such a thing, in all honesty. But the more whole foods, the better, certainly. Runs on plants. I do whole grain bread, avo, peanut butter, choice of canned beans, maybe some hummus. Yeah, that'll do it. Andre, what about getting a little gas or electric burner so you can cook one pot meals? Yeah, see, that would be good, wouldn't it? Blood's Hill, good to see you. Torre, I thought Fully Raw Christina wasn't vegan anymore, but she still made a 16-year raw video. I never heard of her not being vegan. You might be thinking of Raw Varna. Giovanna Mendoza. Speaking of protein shakes, I've got to get my one down me. I've got that Viva Life Perform with Viva Life Perform Madagascan vanilla with a little teaspoon of ginger in there. I like it. Spicy, eh? They've got a 20% off sale currently for the Black Friday weekend. So link below if you want to check that out. On Monday, what's your daily protein intake recommendations? I know you've answered it a bunch. So apparently about 1.62 grams of protein per kilo of leanish body weight per day in a caloric surplus. More like 2 grams of protein per kilo of leanish body weight per day if you're in a caloric deficit. Or I infer likely if you're doing a recomp where you're trying to burn fat and build muscle, I'd go up to 2 grams. So yeah, per pound of leanish body weight. So say you were about 15% body weight, I'd just do it like just straight, like 1 for 1. And then if say you were 25% body weight, I'd maybe take off 10% of your body weight when you multiply up that by the protein to get your total. Because fat is inert tissue, you don't need to be eating extra protein for that. Andre, do you troll comments? How many troll comments per day? Just if anyone is particularly rude or whatever, I just I hit that button which says hide comments. So technically, I don't cull them. I don't like block them. They just can't comment, and it's quite rare now. Really, it's quite rare, relatively speaking. On Monday, my doctor told me I was eating too much. I'm 230 pounds and you're eating 230 grams of protein per day. That is probably more than is ideally healthy, I would probably say. But what is he basing his recommendations on? Was he going by like the sort of WHO RDA, which is about 56 for a male, in which case you're doing more than like 4x. But of course, strength trainers, bodybuilders, physique athletes, we have elevated needs, like much above that minimum. Emmanuel, can you get too much manganese? Yeah, there is. We don't really know where that level is, but there is a concern with hibiscus tea. Is really high. Nutritionfacts.org, they recommend you don't drink more than about a gallon of hibiscus tea per day because it is so rich in manganese.
Gallon? We don't talk in gallons over here.
Did I say a gallon? A quart, sorry. We don't talk in quarts either.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's a little over a litre.
What are you talking about?
Come on here if you're going to start yapping.
No, I'm off. Bye. Hello, goodbye.
Run on plants, enjoying Black Friday sale. Are you asking me if I am, or are you saying you are? I've not actually purchased anything in the Black Friday sale. Our course is available. That's under half price. Just for this weekend. Get it while it's hot. You're back again. Come on here.
We did purchase one thing. We bought a cat backpack.
Oh yeah, cat backpack.
For cowboys, we needed it because we're moving and we're going to.
Oh, that was in the sale, was it?
Yeah, I had some money off Black Friday sale. We're moving just around the corner from our vets, so we just instead of getting taxis or lifts from a friend, we are going to walk there with a cat backpack. How cool is that? Goodbye.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so I'm not really particularly enjoying them. I'm not much of a consumer these days. I don't really want for many things. I'm enjoying being on the being on the other end of the sales where we're actually selling things because sales have gone particularly good today. So that's nice. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. We've done quite well with Let's Get Checked Home blood tests. They do like all the like all your health markers, like kidney function, cholesterol, thyroid. They do hormones such as testosterone. What's the one that gives you more free testosterone? Sex hormone binding globulin. They do like fertility tests. They do COVID testing. They do STI testing for you dirty dogs. Vitamins, minerals. And it's 40% off for Black Friday. So link below for Let's Get Checked as well. I don't know how they're doing it. They're giving me 70% of sales, and they're giving people 40% off. So they're actually losing money to do it. But apparently they want to really establish themselves as the go-to place for like at-home blood tests. So take advantage of that if you want to. That really helps us out. Mr. Wallygator, I like that name. Just got hair. Love your work, mate. Well, thank you. That's very kind of you to say so. And welcome. And how's it going? Andre, organic and genetically modified organisms. What say you? From the health perspective, obviously, get organic in you. Some people say they're not vegan. I feel that those people are really focusing on the wrong thing, and they are vegan. GMOs, my understanding is we don't really know, and the more vehemently people speak either way, pro or con, like the more they just I've been like just brainwashed with a load of old nonsense, is my understanding. I'm no expert. Personally, we don't really have that in the UK. Supermarkets do not sell GMO or GM. We just call it GM produce. The only GM stuff really in supermarkets is meat, which the animals have been eating GM food. So if you're worried about GM stuff in Great Britain, make sure you're eating plants and not animals. Russell Plant's got a kettle and an air fryer. Nice. Bloodhill, how's the new gaff? Stupid phone. It's great. We're not moving in till Tuesday. Excuse me. Hang on. Got a bit of a dry throat, and because I've got like ginger in my drink, that's not ideal. It's sort of irritating it. We're moving in Tuesday. So yeah, we're very excited for that. Thanks for axing. I think we're going to be very happy there. Jean, I just joined the stream. You have had some great photo shoots recently. Thanks for joining. I've not actually done any photo shoots for a while, so you're probably seeing old photos being repurposed. But yeah, for the last couple of years, yeah, we've been lucky to do some nice photo shoots. Been really lucky. A couple of really great photographer friends. Dirk Diggler, show us the cat backpack. I can't because we've only just ordered it, I'm afraid. JL, are olives good for you even when they are soaked in oil or soaking in oil? So normally, well, the olives I ever buy or come across are in brine, which salt is probably worse than oil, truth be told. So no, olives not really helpful, whether they're in oil or brine. The actual fruit itself, if it was untampered with, would be healthy. You wouldn't want to eat too many because they're high in total fats. But they're either generally got loads of salt going on, haven't they? Or added oil. Not really a health food. Andre, you need to add Speedy Vegan to your homepage. It's tucked away on your shop page. My homepage. Oh, what, on my website? Do you mean, Andre? Thanks, Andre. Gemma said she's going to get on that straight away. Thanks for pointing that out. Big Spoon. GM food is like modifying rice to contain all nutrients so it can be taken into disaster zones. A great idea, but I don't think it's good for long-term use. I don't think we really know, but I think the trouble is because we've taken like bits of genetic code, spliced them with other bits, but not realising that you're not just changing that bit, but you're changing bits like either side, where that bit of code was like linked to another bit, and like it's just not as plain and simple. It's not like sort of plug and play. You're like messing other things up, and we don't know the long term, what that's going to do. Arsenal fan, were you a competitive bodybuilder? No, never. Yeah, I competed in martial arts a couple of times, but not bodybuilding. Big spoon. I had a bad experience with a black olive when I was younger. I thought it was a great, but I haven't been able to eat them since. I can understand that. Andre's off. Got late to pick up the kiddos. See you, everyone. See you later, my friend. Thanks for joining as always. Bless you. Jean, have you tried out the home nut milk makers? No, like super powerful nut blenders. What do you think? I've never heard of them, I'm afraid.
Something about the nut butter with water that we do.
So you can just get nut butter and whiz it up with water. That's one way of making plant milks, but I guess that's quite expensive.
The lazier way.
The lazier way. Home nut milk makers. That's really interesting. Sticku. Woo! The new vegan hair. What are good foods to maintain weight while training? First of all, congrats and welcome to the stream. And so, you just want to go for the more calorically dense foods. If you want to do it healthily, you'll center your diet around legumes, whole grains, tropical and dried fruits, nuts, seeds, whole nut and seed butters, avocados. I think, if you're weight training, sometimes you want your total protein percentage to be a bit higher. So I think if you just judiciously use a little, protein powder or tofu, seitan textured vegetable protein, maybe a pea protein based sort of mock meat, as long as it's not got like added oils, particularly coconut oil, then it's still going to be pretty healthy, really. Emmanuel, and you could check out our Where'd You Get Your Protein cookbook, which is there. Oh god, there. That's actually 30% off at the moment. Emmanuel, do you have any current fitness goals? Just trying to get a little bigger, trying to keep relatively lean, getting fitter. It's all going swimmingly. Big Spoon, what are you looking forward to the most about moving to your new place? What a great question. Well, number one, I think we've never really put any love and care into this home. It's a little bit dilapidated. Is that the word? Dilapidated? It's a bit naff. Like, there was an old sofa which was already here, which we kept. That's been clawed to bits by cowboys, falling apart. But we don't care. Like, we didn't want to keep telling her off. She's just being a cat, but she's been clawing it. So that looks horrible. Like, it's just not very nicely decorated or anything. We just never bothered with it. Where we're moving, it's already nicely decorated. There's some art and stuff. It's like Buddhas and things like that. So I think there's going to be a lot better. It's a bit more room. So it's a masonette instead of a one floor flat like we've got now. A lot more room. Nicely decorated, a lot more opportunities for photo, for video. It's like we're going to really keep on top of it, keep it looking lovely. So it's photo and video ready at all times. We're actually renting from a friend, so we're really keen to just keep it really nice. And historically, we've been a little bit lazy. In terms of just cleaning and just DIY stuff and decorating. Like, we've just been lazy. Not lazy, you've only got so much bandwidth, haven't you? You've only got so much time, so much energy, and we've just been very focused in our business. So, it'll be like an upgrade to the surroundings. It's going to be 1 minute from my gym if you go out of the door and left. And if you go out of the door and right, it's like 1 minute from the city centre. So it's really nice. It's really well located. We're going to have, for one thing, the little shop of vegans, like a vegan grocery store. like a sort of emporium. That's like going to be our local shop. Like it's right on the doorstep. Loads of food shops. As I say, by the city centre, so we've got the market as well. Like health food stores. Obviously lots of vegan eateries. Yeah, quieter as well, because these flats where we're living now, they're just a really bad design. The floorboards above our heads are really noisy. And they got a lovely new puppy upstairs. And, you know, bless him, he's been a puppy, but, you know, he's a bit on the larger side. It's a bit bloody noisy. So, you know, often you can't really meditate. It sort of interrupts videos. I mean, they've been really good about it. And
They're lovely, aren't they?
we sort of said about it when they moved in, how horrible it is. And they said, oh, let's set up a WhatsApp chat. And if there's any times when you need us to sort of be quiet, and particularly we'll work around you. I've not really bothered them too much because I don't want to keep bothering them. And like I'm shooting a video, say I'm doing a talking head piece, or maybe they'll walk across or just wait a second, you know, but sometimes they're just busy. So a video might take me twice as long to shoot as it needs to, but I don't like to keep just bothering them all the time. I've really messaged about 2 or 3 times, I think. But, yeah, there'll be no one walking overhead. It'll be nice and quiet. So, yeah, I think that's the main things. Just a better area, yeah. More amenities, and just a nicer looking place, bigger, nicely decorated. It's got a spiral staircase, which I've always wanted. I've always been fascinated by spiral staircases. Yeah. Jeremy, greetings from Amish country, USA. Joe Rogan podcast. How do we make this happen? It might be the first thing to get me to listen since Graham Hancock did it. I love Graham Hancock. Yeah, I don't know that I'd want to. He's so close-minded, isn't he? I think I'd just be irritated, speaking to him. Gene, I recently learned that vitamin K helps all vitamin D better into the body, and one source of K is fermented foods. To make any fermented foods at home, I think we're trying it out. No, and I don't often use fermented foods because they're often very salty, aren't they, as well? To be honest, if you're eating a healthy diet, you probably get several X the amount of vitamin K you need. Actually, K2 is the usable form. So that's only actually in natto, which is fermented soy. It looks disgusting. Looks like something out of an Aliens movie. But if you're eating like leafy greens and things, you get so much vitamin K, vitamin K1, and then bacteria and various organs of the human body make it into vitamin K2 for us. So it's a non-issue. Not to say that fermented foods aren't particularly healthy for us. Like they are really good. Kieran, are you moving to London? No, we're just moving to another place in Norwich. Yeah, it's about 10 minutes away. Big Spoon, new places look lovely, lots of space. Thank you. Hench Herbivore, I'd buy that for $1. I'd buy that for $1. Robocop. I know, blood. Zini, hi Paul. My mum was in her 60s, just got diagnosed with high potassium. Wow, that's unusual. How can we deal with it? It's all in all the vegan foods she loves. Yeah. So you're just going to have to do your research and, just stick to the lower potassium foods. I don't really know what that would be, particularly white potatoes instead of sweet potatoes, I guess. Bananas you can probably keep in because bananas are pretty naff for potassium, believe it or not. That's some nonsense marketing. I think there was an USDA list of the most potassium-rich foods, and I think it came in at something like 1,611th after Reese's Pieces, which obviously is a junk food. So yeah, they're not actually great for potassium, believe it or not. Big spoon. You need a big cat house climbing thing for Cowboy next to the stairs. Yep, we've actually got. Yeah, we do have one of those bad boys. I wonder if she'll come sliding down the banister for a laugh. Yeah, you're not wrong, Bloodhill. You're not wrong. Dean, when possible, you both need to visit Costa Rica. We sure do.
Yes, please.
I would love to visit Costa Rica. Gemma would probably like to go there for one of Teal Swan's retreats. And I would like to visit my friend Ken Landers. And you did say you could visit your friend here, Ken Landers. Yeah. Yeah. He's a lovely guy. He's amazing. Francisco, watching your videos helped me to make wiser vegan food choices. Nice, which I appreciate. You're welcome. I'm also interested to see how you would react to carnivore Tristan Lee. I don't know who that is. I can guess how I would react to them based on the word carnivore. Have a little look on the tubes. Search, damn you. Right, so Tristan Lee is a bodybuilder. Is he on a carnivore diet? That's really unusual if he is. Interesting. Oh, keto diet, right. Ooh, yeah, I don't fancy his diet very much. Can't imagine that he'll live very long either. Nelly, what's your opinion on sourdough bread? Oh, it's great. Get it in you. I had some sourdough crisp flatbreads recently. They were really nice. Yeah, as long as it's whole grain, you know, that's going to be a bit healthier than your average whole grain. You're welcome, Jean. Zini, thanks. We'll do some research. Didn't know that about bananas. Yeah. Carl, I started donating blood plasma besides hydrating. Anything else I should eat for best recovery? I don't know, really. What is that? Just like fluid, really, isn't it? I don't know what else might be in there. But I would say just eat whole plant foods and as many as you can, you know, without making yourself fat. What is in blood plasma? 92% water, 7% proteins, 1% mineral salts. Just keep eating healthily and hydrating, as you said. Hello, the God. I am very well, thank you, lad. Hazza, my housemate, told me a little bit of cheese is good for you, and I was speechless. I would say, do you have some extraordinary evidence to back up your extraordinary claim about the thing that is the highest in the compound that is the only critical risk factor, raises the only critical risk factor for the top killer of humans? You better have some pretty bloody amazing evidence. And when she has no evidence, tell her to go stuff herself. The God. One guy called me the P word for saying animal cruelty is wrong. I told him if being against animal abuse makes me the P word, then so be it. Yes, that's what I am. I think having to use words like that tells you that they are insecure. I think he was basically saying, I am insecure. That's my appreciation of that situation based on my nearly half a century on this planet observing people. Arsenal fan, what do you think of gluten? It is blamed for a lot of health problems. I love the stuff. I think it's fantastic. I had an issue with it. And then we discovered that I had actually had a SIBO infection. Cured that, and now I can eat all the gluten I want. In fact, I ate tons of seitan just before I came on, which is pure gluten. So yeah, if you don't have a gluten issue, seitan shouldn't be a problem. Gluten shouldn't be a problem. The only one thing I'll say about it is, well, it's not a whole food, so stick more to the whole plant foods. If you're bodybuilding, it can be useful. It's just a bit low on lysine, this particular amino acid, essential amino. But again, as long as you're eating a range of things, you're going to make that up somewhere else. So that's irrelevant. Gene, I read the UK has declared that crabs, lobsters and octopi are sentient beings and are now protected under animal protection laws. Not sure what it means. It don't mean a whole lot, really. Apparently now it's naughty, like you're not allowed to boil them alive, like you used to be. But how they'll police that, or whether they actually give a shit, I don't know. And how they didn't know that these animals are sentient already is beyond me. And if it's wrong to boil them alive, like why is it right to murder them at all? Like what a load of nonsense. Blood Hill, a friend of a friend was told to go plant-based for a health by a doctor in Spain. I was so shocked to hear it. They've been clinging onto their Serrano tapas for so long. Well, that's very good. Now, is that an anomaly, or is that like common practice now? I've not heard of Spain being particularly progressive in those in that way. The God, yeah, pretty much. I've learned to get stronger hen criticism. Like that makes myself a mirror. Yeah, for me it is to see themselves. Yeah, it's exactly it. Kieran, I'm going to guess that he was referring to another word for a cat. Kyle, hi Hench, what do you think about pea protein? Every time I take it I get bloated about a hot stomach. When I drink alcohol, I try several brands, all are the same. I wonder if you have an allergy. I love the stuff. I get on really well with it. I mean, there's plenty of other proteins, but if you wanted to try to get on with the pea, have you tried Vivo Life? Because that one is fermented, so it's particularly digestible and absorbable. I find it a great benefit. But yeah, you're not forced to use pea protein. You can use others. Hydroverse in the hizzy. You were here right before we started, weren't you? What did you say? How long does this last? I normally go till 8, but if I'm particularly having fun, I might go a bit later. I can't be too late because it's near my bedtime. And sleep is so vital. I would say sleep is possibly more important for your health than eating. Not that you can do away with either one, of course. But I think sleep is just vital. It rhymes with wussy. The God, would you say food delivery jobs such as Uber Eats is okay to do as a vegan, or is it not? Yeah, it's not a vegan world. Like we can't all get jobs that don't have some kind of animal cruelty baked in somewhere along the supply chain there, and you're not adding to the demand. So yeah, I think that's vegan. It's basically, what is the definition of veganism is to seek as far as is possible and practicable to exclude all forms of cruelty and exploitation. So you're not being cruel to animals, you're not exploiting animals, you're just getting paid a wage to deliver goods from like A to B. If you didn't do it, someone else would. I can't see how it adds to animal suffering, so I think that's fine. Kieran, I was thinking of a much worse P word. I can't think of a much worse P word. Maybe I'm a bit behind the times. Peter Bryan, are you a fan of starch solution? Yes. Or is it not as abundant in nutrients as it's meant? Yeah, no, this is really good. Yeah, I kind of, I eat a lot of starches, but then I do eat quite high in fats, relatively speaking. If I wasn't bodybuilding, I would be eating more like starch solution, like macros. But being a bodybuilder, needing more calories, more protein. Of course, my protein and my fats are a little higher. Hydroverse, what should I do if people pepper me with insults for being vegetarian, trying to be vegan? Is it vegans peppering you with insults because you're paying for baby animals to be killed? If so, that's fine, and you should listen to the vegans. What I've really learned is to stop caring what other people think of me. I really couldn't give two poos. I care what Gemma thinks about me because I love her and I want to be with her and I want to make her happy and she's important to me. But nameless, faceless, nobody trolls. I look at these insults on the screen. The letters, they're formed from little black and white squares, and I think, how can these hurt me? They're little black and white squares, and I just don't care. Even well, if someone's rude to my face, then like that could possibly go a bit wrong for them because I do have a bit of an issue with people being disrespectful. I don't mind it on a computer because I think, well, they're just feeling brave because they're hiding behind their keyboards in their mum's basement. And people just don't troll me to my face because, well, I'm twice everyone's size. So, yeah. I mean, it's easier said than done, but really, the sooner you learn to not give a shoot what other people think of you, the better, because your life is so much happier. Like, who are they? Do you know what I mean? Who even are they? Like, as long as they're not someone who's important to you. And if they are important to you and they're insulting you, I would say maybe you need to get some better friends or, Yeah. Blood Hill, the best they've done in recent times is start to petition bullfights to make it illegal to abuse dogs. This year, vegans on the rise. Oh, this year. Vegans was on the rise in big city student areas, but Campo folks still hunt. Yuck! The God. Yeah, mate, I just feel a little guilty profiting off of doing someone's deceased animals. It hurts sometimes. Yeah, I mean, I get that, but I think you're causing yourself unnecessary suffering. I really do. Yeah, be kind to yourself. You rock. You're doing your best. If you can get another job, which pays just as well not doing that, then switch, if you're going to be happy. But I really wouldn't be worrying about it. Where we put our focus is really important. And while we're letting ourselves dwell on these negative things, we're creating stress hormones that harm our bodies. It's a thing. This is why stress leads to disease. So, yeah. Yeah, no, you're a good person. The fact that you're even worrying about it, do you know what I mean? That tells me that you're a really good person, and you don't deserve to cause yourself to suffer like that. So I'm demanding you right now, stop it. Jean, I love soaking red lentils in water for 3 hours, blending them and cooking them like a pancake, adding what I like to the batter. Now, I saw someone do that, and I've been meaning to do it myself, but I've forgotten. So, yeah, I need to give that a go. Let's make a note of that. Maybe I'll do that in my next full day of eating video. I'm going to make a note on my phone so I don't forget. Notes. Vlog. Red lentil pancakes. And you say soak the lentils for 3 hours, is it? What foods do you put with it? How do you add other stuff in with it? Right, why is this jumped? Nelly, I have a vegan co-worker that eats honey. No, you don't. You have a co-worker who calls themselves vegan but eats honey. Yeah. Yeah, face palm. Yeah, that's right. You're welcome, Hydraverse. In school and they did it. Yeah, like, that is the trouble with school. Like, that will always be that way, that you get the negativity and stuff. And that's not so easy, like, when you've got peers and things. So, just try not to rise to it too much, because the more you react, the more they'll do it. So just try as far as you can. It's easier said than done, I know. But try not to really react to it. And just lead by example. Just be the best version of yourself that you can be. And maybe you will, maybe you'll inspire them to change. Stefan, I'm trying to limit soy. What would be my best protein source? Most people don't need very much protein at all, really. And if they just ate enough whole plant foods, they'd get like double the RDA probably of protein that the average person needs. So just eating legumes, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds. Unless you're bodybuilding, you wouldn't need to eat more than that. If you did need to eat a bit more, like, protein powders, there's loads of different protein powders. I like Vivo Life. They've got fermented pea and hemp protein. So link below, 10% off, code Hench. Actually, it's the Black Friday sale, 20% off today, but you just need to go through my link down below. But any protein powder that's not soy will do the job. I wouldn't worry about limiting soy unless you're allergic to it. Like, you don't need to. Ideally, like, eat a range of different foods is the point. But, you got seitan as well, which is made from wheat. Pea protein-based meal, like meat replacements. Go for ones without oil, preferably, particularly coconut oil. Yeah, they would be the biggies. Slater in the hizzy, how are you doing? Francisco, watching Dominion originally inspired me to ditch the keto diet. Boycotting the suffering of animals is vastly more important. Which is keto people would stop promoting misinformation. Yeah, it's not a healthy diet. And most of the weight you lose, like particularly initially, is just water weight. You're dropping your glycogen and water, the associated water, like stores. So okay, you've lost weight, but what weight have you lost? It's not that you've lost a load of fat. You've lost the look of your muscle being so volumized. So you're like skinnier. Right. It's not all about the number on the scales. The number on the scales is a useful metric to know, are you gaining, maintaining or losing, but it's not the end in and of itself. And actually, you want fat loss and muscle retention. And it's good to have your muscles volumized with glycogen and water. Keto is so it's like a trick. The people trick themselves into thinking they're losing like loads of fat, and it's so unhealthy. The longest lived people on record ate the most carbohydrates. They didn't eat keto diets. They ate the opposite. Okinawans of the 40s, the longest lived people, most centenarians, I think they ate 85% of their diet as carbohydrate. So why you'd want to go the other way round, I do not know. Carrie Ann, what are the healthiest oils to cook with? None of them. I hear a lot of conflicting stuff. Yeah, so people will tell you coconut oil's healthy to cook with because it's got a high smoke point, sorry. What they don't tell you is it will give you heart disease quicker than beef fat will. So that's not healthy. None of them are healthy. None of them are healthy to cook with. Well, no, healthy compared to what? The least harmful one probably would be in like something like an extra virgin olive oil or like a hemp oil in an opaque bottle. It's kept away from heat, but it's not half as healthy. It's not health promoting like hemp seeds are. Like actual like hemp seeds, grind them up, eat those. You're getting fiber, you're getting so many more polyphenols. You just oil is like pretty much pure fat. There's a tiny modicum of nutrition in there. Say when they press the olives, you probably You keep a fraction of the polyphenols. You keep some fat-soluble nutrients. Not that there's a lot in there, like some vitamin E probably. Is that about it? And the vast majority of the nutrients go down the drain with the water that's expelled from the olives. So I don't see oil as a health food at all, like full stop. And then once you heat oils, you create, that's like superheating. That's, it's really high temperature. So you're going to create a lot of oxidation, a lot of oxygen-free radicals, which advance, the aging process, raise your risk for cancer. If you're cooking starches, you create acrylamides, which are suspected, like a class 2A carcinogen. If you're heating proteins and fats, you'll create advanced glycation end products, which accelerate the aging process for every tissue of the body. There's osteoporosis, sarcopenia, macular degeneration, dementia, atherosclerosis, really not good. High fat, high protein foods already have these AGEs in them. But when you superheat them, say like with frying, you 3x the amount of advanced glycation end products. So no oils are healthy to cook with, which is the least harmful, would be a better way of putting that. I don't really know. I just wouldn't. It's a bit like telling me what sort of knife would you rather be stabbed with? None of them. To cook, all you need is like a non-stick pan, keep the food moving, add a little water or broth, or, you can use like wine or something even, like if you're cooking off the alcohol. Keep the stuff moving. You don't need oil. And very quickly, you prefer the food like that because you're not masking it with oil. Like once oil coats everything, you don't taste the food half as much. So very quickly, you get used to eating that way. And it's just so much less calories. I think one of the biggest reasons that most people are overweight nowadays is oil. Of course, eating like fatty animal products as well, or eating too much in the way of like peanut butter. And there's like healthy, like almond butter, for instance. There are healthy fat choices that, of course, they're very fat. They're more calories, 9 calories per gram for fat as opposed to 4 for protein or carbs. So, just cook. Oils in general, I wouldn't say are healthy. Couple of tablespoons of an extra virgin olive oil in the context of an otherwise whole foods plant-based diet, when it's not been heated, when it's in an opaque bottle, is that going to kill you? Probably not. Is it as good as eating a whole foods plant-based diet? I think we can infer probably not. You're losing a lot of benefits. Will you die like 10 years younger? I don't know. Like we've not had... What we need basically is hundreds of thousands of whole foods vegans, who also have 2 tablespoons of olive oil per day, and then, watch them for decades and see what happens. But that study's never going to be done. But I think we can infer that oils are devoid of fiber, they're devoid of nutrients, they're the most calorically dense thing. The only time I would really say that there's a sort of an argument for adding a little oil in might be in the case of, say, children, because they need so many more calories. So if they're struggling to get enough calories, obviously go higher fat, so nut seeds, nutseed butters, avocados, that sort of thing. Like the inclusion of a little oil, but maybe if you can, once they come out of childhood, try to get them off it. Because there are negatives, and certainly not coconut oil, not palm oil, not palm kernel oil, not cocoa butter. These have the long and very long chain triglycerides. They give us heart disease. So what are the healthiest or what are the least harmful? I don't really know. Maybe extra virgin olive oil, hemp oil. Extra virgin olive oil, by the way, they did a study and over half the samples were counterfeit. They were not all extra virgin olive oil in there. There was like other stuff, like I guess chemically extracted olive oil. And then so they looked at the top brands, like the big import brands, Bertolli, Filippo Berio, people like this. And it actually got worse. There was over 70% of the samples were contaminated, were counterfeit, basically. So I wouldn't really even add in extra virgin olive oil. If you're going to add an oil, but not cook it, I wouldn't be cooking it. But maybe a bit of extra virgin olive oil maybe won't really do much in the grand scheme of things. We don't have the data, but good luck getting extra virgin olive oil. It's more likely that you're not getting extra virgin when you pay for extra virgin, according to this one study. Kieran, I don't know about the stress hormones. Would you say meditation is a good way of tracking? Yeah, meditation for keeping your stress low. Cold therapy. I have an ice cold shower every morning, or you can get into the sea or a river in the wintertime. Sounds counterintuitive. So it raises your epinephrine, like your sort of adrenaline, for a short time, which is really good for you. In fact, believe it or not, particularly if you've been ruminating over something, like stress, worrying about something. I don't know, say you've been unlucky enough to have a bereavement, or just something that's all consuming and going round. Get into some ice cold body of water. You're not worrying about that anymore. You're just focusing on like being. And it's like it works like magic, apparently, for depression relief and things. What else is good? Yeah, meditation's great. Bit of working out. Yeah. Super chat. Homo Dorino, you lovely soul, kindly donated 5 great British bucks. Hi all, had a happy week. I want to share it with everyone. Tell us what you've been up to, Homo. And I'm doing very good. We're really excited to be moving on Tuesday to our new home in the city centre. It's a lovely masonette, lovely spiral staircase. It's got fairy lights around the staircase as well. It looks really cool. So we're looking forward to that. Jean, 1 cup of lentils to 2 cups of water. Don't drain the water. Costa Rican, so I put chopped tomatoes, red peppers, and cilantro, what we call coriander. But add anything you like, it works. Then use it like a tortilla. I've taken a screenshot of that, and I'm going to give it a go. And if I put it in my vlog, I'll try to remember to give you a shout out. Boom. Great. I think we've got some red lentils as well. We normally have them in stock. Only red lentils work when blended. They become creamy texture. Good to know. Bye, Hydroverse. Thanks for hanging out. General Davino. Never you mind. The God. Hench, I'm starting to understand the psychology more of meat eaters as life progresses, and it's interesting. Is there a reason why humans prefer eating gentle herbivores but praise dangerous carnivores? Yeah, because they're bullies. That's what I think. They exploit the vulnerable, like a bully. Peter, I saw your video on vegan cat food, bought some Benevo, but my elderly cat won't touch it every time I mix it with non-vegan cat food. But when he did, and it's just not really, that would have been my suggestion, like 90% the older stuff, 10% Benevo, and week by week just change it by like 10% or something. But sounds like you've tried it. Yeah, sometimes they don't. Our cats actually preferred it over the old stuff. So, but yeah, that will happen. I mean, there are other brands as well. So worth trying other brands. Hydroverse, should you not cook with oil entirely then? Not if you want to have optimal health. No. So whole foods, plant-based. So whole foods, nothing bad added, nothing good taken out. With oil, okay, there's generally not anything bad added, although that's not always the case. But the good stuff taken out. So you lost the fibre, you lost most of the nutrients. You got a lot of calories. And it tends, it goes rancid. It tends to be pro-inflammatory. The omega-3 is destroyed by cooking, and then plus all the other stuff I said. It's really not a health food. I think where people get it wrong is that, something like an actual extra virgin olive oil. If you take out your butter and you add an extra virgin olive oil and you're dipping your bread in the oil rather than having butter on top, it's a lot healthier than what it displaces. So then people think, oh, it's healthy. Well, you know, whoa, let's just see what does a whole food vegan diet, how does that perform relative to that over the years? Arsenal fan, do you practice oil pulling? No, I have done. I had like a tooth infection, like a sort of abscess or something. And I did practice oil pulling, and it worked. It got rid of the infection. I didn't have to have antibiotics. I used coconut oil at that time, but I'd be worrying about swallowing any of that and killing myself. I understand you can use sesame oil as well. So if I was to do that again, I would use sesame oil. Jan, did I hear that Speedy Vegan book is in the sale? No, it's in the course, which is in the sale, £47. It's on the website at $9.99. So no, that's full price. Yeah, there's no discount for that one, just because it's only just come out. Race Lever. Okay, I'm here now. Reset the live stream. Go back to 0. I'll also return your Christmas present. Well, after all you've done to blackmail me, how can I refuse? Nice to see you, Race. Yeah. Jan, is the sale on today only or till Monday? I have an issue with PayPal. If you need it till Monday, we'll have it going till Monday. Francisco, truthfully, keto is a terrible diet for most people. I must maintain my pre-vegan weight of 49 kilos. Carbs are providing for the soul. Amen. Hydroverse, I'm 14. Should I start lifting weights? So mostly people recommend for, for juvenile, for children, like body weight training. It really depends on, I understand that the time to really start adding resistance training is after puberty, basically. So it depends, people sort of mature at different rates, don't they? And if you would consider, this is a bit awkward talking about this to a 14-year-old, if you would consider yourself kind of sexually developed, like you've got hair down there and all that sort of thing, then you're probably good to start doing some resistance training. I've gone a little bit red there. That was a bit of an awkward conversation. Yeah. But yeah, it's really, once you've got sexual maturity, so then, therefore, you've got like a good amount of testosterone to be able to cope with the weight training. It's to do with, before that, the bones are not fully fully formed, and you can have what's called green stick fractures, where you're lifting too much weight and actually snap your bones, believe it or not, because they're not quite solid enough like an adult's bones. So that's the deal with that. I'm glad you got a laugh out of that Hydroverse. I remember as a lad being awkward around those sorts of conversations, and now I've got it in reverse where I'm awkward around it as a grown man. That's really annoying. Oh, you have to laugh. Isn't life wonderful? Ben, hey Paul, hope you're well. How long do you leave between eating and sleeping? Ideally, at least 2 or 3 hours has been recommended by those that know. I tend to go 4 hours, about 4 hours. In a way, I think the more the better. And I think if you can eat your foods in a smaller window, then you're getting some benefits from fasting. So you get that hormesis thing going on. It's quite anti-cancer, in fact. Oh no, Mole Man. That's a cool name. Hench, in one of the videos you mentioned vegan book to read. I can't find it. It's the Vegan Bible. So I refer to it as the Vegan Bible. It's called Becoming Vegan by Davis and Molina. Becoming Vegan by David Simonini. Comprehensive edition is the best one. It's basically everything. There's everything. Arsenal fan, you should do a video on oil pulling and how it helped you. I have mentioned it in the past, but I've not done a standalone video. You sure are, Race. You sure are. Hydroverse is laughing at me. Jan's in the hizzy. Thanks, Bloodhill. Iggs. Good evening. Your opinion on intermittent fasting. Thanks. So, how I just described eating in a sort of shortened window. I eat in about an 11-hour window, I think. There's benefits to that. If you can extend that, like there are more benefits. I wouldn't be fasting for days on end. But a few hours extra a day is going to be beneficial. Or, you know, you can take a couple of days off of eating a week if you want that 5-2, do they call it? But I think if you're doing kind of bodybuilding, any kind of sports, that's going to mess with you too much. But definite benefits to health in terms of hormesis, like just body kind of turning inwards, getting into a repair mode rather than constantly being in build mode all the time. Some people find they can lose weight better with IF. I understand that there's no actual metabolic benefits to it, but there are benefits in terms of diet adherence. So if been struggling, that might be worth a look. But for me, you know, if you're eating enough whole plant foods, like you just don't get hungry between meals and the weight kind of just falls off. So, you know, I don't think it's an issue. Bloody hell, it's gone 8 o'clock already. That's crazy. How has the time gone that quick? Hydroverse, I find it annoying when restaurants make animals seem happy about becoming meat. Yeah, that's really weird, isn't it? I liked in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy when that they've kind of bred that kind of pig and he can talk. And he sort of says, oh, I recommend like my ribs or something. And then they're all a bit disgusted by it. And he says, oh, it's all very human. Like he meant humane. But, yeah. Gene, have you seen the new documentary? They're trying to kill us. Sequel from what the health film influence on black culture in the US. No, not heard of it. How do I not know about that? That's very interesting. Amen, Race. Yeah, where can we see that, Gene? That's very interesting. If it's Kip Anderson, that may well be Netflix. Disgusting, isn't it? All right, guys, it's a little quiet, and I've done my hour, so I think I'm going to go and jet and do some other things. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks, moderators, for keeping us troll-free. Thanks for the super chats, keeping the beans on my toast, the wolves from the door, and the cameras rolling. Black Friday sale. Get on course. It's 47 quid. It'll never be that cheap, ever, ever, ever again. Probably until next Black Friday sale. Yeah, don't forget our new cookbook is out, Speedy Vegan, and then the other two are on sale as well, so check that out. Links below for those. At home blood test, 40% off. Let's get checked. Link below. Honest Hemp CBD is up to 70% off Black Friday sale. Link below for that. Viva Life is 20% off across the board. Link below for that. I think that's all the things. Yeah. Oh, it just came out on Netflix. That's good to know. Very good. DangerNet, is there a higher risk for vegan and vegetarians to be deficient in zinc? Only if they're not eating healthily. Just eat the range of whole plant foods and you'll be fine. Just get a few like pumpkin seeds in you Yeah, it's not hard. On average, I believe the latest study, which James Wilkes referenced on the Joe Rogan podcast when he was on defending Game Changers against Chris Kresser, he pointed to a study which said your average omnivore is deficient in 9 nutrients, your average vegan deficient in 7. For me, eating a whole foods plant-based diet, I had my bloods drawn twice. All of my nutrients read bang at the top of range, except for B12, which was a bit over because I'd only just taken my supplement and it's water soluble. Thanks, Elba Koike. It's nothing you've said, but I'm off. Have a lovely rest of your day, guys. Nice Hydrovers. I'll be back Monday evening, 7 p.m. GMT. That'll be the last live stream from this house, and then we'll be in our new city centre house having the right laugh. So I hope you'll continue to join us. Have a lovely rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out. Bye for now, guys.